This is Sybert signing in to Red Alert 3 on the map Carville. Making up our first team, our green MCV moving allies. This is Arax. That's what I'm calling him. His actual name is something else. Their teammate in the top right-hand corner as the orange allies. This is Brazilian. Our team in the middle, also on the island as the yellow allies. This is PrinceSaleh. Or PrinceSaleh? I'm not sure. Anyways, I'll probably just be calling him Prince. On the right side as the blue allies, it's MyNameWontFi. We'll probably just be saying my name. Little dog peacekeeper action here in the middle of the map. Down in the southern section, we do have our purple allies, XonURhed, a.k.a. Exxon, and that's right, this is 5 allies, 1 Soviets. It's Adject to Act. I don't know. I'll probably call him Acty. He's a Soviet player, the only Soviet player who's a big believer in sentry guns next to his refinery, so I guess he really wants to be keeping them safe. Prince. Okay, there's the MCV. The MCV's on the move to the water. Relatively common move. I guess most of the time we see it head to the north, but the MCV has abandoned the middle island. So this can sometimes lead to very interesting games, and this can sometimes lead to very stalematey, turtley games where people just kind of hole up in like the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and that is that. Using the build radius from the Prince, my name is going to be able to know he's not going to get the MC or the refinery. He maybe even will save the engineer. He does save the engineer. The harvester is going for the engineer crush, and he misses it, which means 2 Acty is going to have 2 power plants and no refineries. No, it looks like the engineer does actually manage to escape, even though there's a multi-gunner turret dropped down by XonURhed, and this is going to be, it's 1 refinery, and, well, I guess Prince also has just the 1 refinery, but Prince and my name going to be able to potentially push out our Soviet player extremely early on in the game. The bridge was collapsed. The other bridge in the north for now still stands, and the MCV has been moved for Brazilian, so he's come over here from the top right-hand corner. He's come down onto the island. He's going to be taking this most likely as his 3rd refinery location. He won't get the engineer into the oil derrick, and he didn't get this oil derrick either. So maybe not so great of a start for Brazilian, but he's now on the island with his ally Arax. And Arax going to be getting the kill on a power plant from the Prince. So the Prince is now just going to be sitting on that 1 refinery. This barracks over there, the MCV in a better position, a little bit safer of a position, can drop an additional power plant there. And spreading up to the north as well, already up to Tier 2, my name is going to be able to potentially put some cryocopter damage out on his opponents. We'll have to see if he manages to do that. Arax going to be taking 4 refineries and an oil derrick pretty early, pretty easy, at least here on the middle of the map. Riptide's going to be moving out from XonURhed, and well, it's a little bit of a combination here to bust down that refinery. Prince and my name finally do clear the land. Our Soviet player has cut all the way up here to the north and is going to be unpacking his MCV where these 2 refineries are here. Keep in mind, XonURhed has already grabbed all 3 of the oil derricks up there, so XonURhed actually holding for a brief moment there 4 oil derricks. That is actually some pretty decent income coming out from those oil derricks. So basically 30 credits a second when you break it down. But a couple of dogs going to be killing each other over here on the top right-hand corner of the map. And this game getting underway pretty darn quickly, but I did want to mention right here at the start, I have been doing a little bit of live streaming the days and the times when I don't have the time or the energy to do proper replay casts, because it does take, you know, like twice as much work to do a replay video like this as it does to just stream it and just kind of talk casually and put a whole lot less effort in. So on those days, I have been live streaming. I have been live streaming just here on YouTube because it's easy. The VODs are available immediately, and it handles all of the transcoding pretty well. At some point, I may end up switching back over to Twitch, but at least for now, I've just been doing lots of live streaming. Not lots. I've been doing some live streaming here on YouTube. Bunch of Riptides showing up for XonURhed, going to be putting some pressure on Prince, and will almost certainly kill this 1 refinery. Power plant could be the next target as well. Harvesters are not even harvesting. This one getting pulled off the line to try and save it, and the power plant does go down. The naval yard does also get established by MyName, who's now up to Tier 3. His MCV already here on the front line, going to be trying to save his ally, and eventually they will be able to break down these Riptides. The multi-gunner turret's honestly doing a big chunk of that damage. Even this Peacekeeper in the building, but the constant runs from those Vindicators also doing a lot of damage. XonURhed going to be expanding up to the north. Third refinery has been taken. This refinery still hasn't been taken by anyone. MyName has the build radius there. Going to be dropping the refinery just as we speak. Second airfield up and running for Brazilian here in the top right-hand corner of the map. Where are these Vindicators going? What is their mission? Looks like they are going to be going for something of Prince's, so a little bit of trouble with this double allied pressure going to be coming out against this aircraft carrier, and it looks like one Vindicator will go down. The other two manage to escape. Airax with his own naval yard over here to the right. EMP locks down the MCV, locks down the airfield as well, and this is just a double, or a Tier 2 naval yard. This is not Tier 3, so there is no response aircraft carrier. Another EMP locks down the MCV, and for now, 2 aircraft carriers with pretty consistent bombing runs are going to be hitting the MCV of Airax. So Airax and Brazilian could be under some serious threat. Hydrofoil gets eliminated there by mostly aircraft, which of course that's the one thing that hydrofoils are supposed to be able to deal with, but in these overwhelming numbers, it's quite difficult. Big multi-gunner IFV squad heading in here for XonURhed. Going to be able to clean up one refinery, I think a barracks or something else, and going to be going for the command hub as well. Might stop and take down this power plant just because the opportunity presents itself. And for now, the EMP actually locks down all of these IFVs, and only one of them is actually going to be going down. There are now 3 aircraft carriers out on the field for MyName. MyName absolutely carrying his teammate. Prince is just not doing a whole lot in this game. He got beat back from pretty much the first minute, and the only thing that he has done since then is pretty much been able to just run out with these Vindicators. MyName, on the other hand, with 4 aircraft carriers virtually uncontested in this game. The Tier 3, I don't think is up just yet. Could be on the way in mere moments here. The power plant does go down. Couple of more Peacekeepers getting eliminated here, and those Peacekeepers were hanging out next to this refinery, but they did not manage to actually stop it now that everything has been re-established by, again, MyName. Prince doing what he can, holding on, but ultimately not doing very much, and the hydrofoil's in good enough numbers to actually potentially stop some of these aircraft carrier drones. And no, the Riptide does manage to sneak out, but it was just a Riptide. It wasn't an assault destroyer. It wasn't anything high up or tough and that can actually deal with this army down here, and this is just going to be an allied powerhouse base. This may need super weapons to beat it. Another Riptide does go down. Airax is trying to mount some kind of an assault, but it's just not being able to work. It's just not getting any real ground. Up to Tier 3 is XonURhed, and claiming 4 refineries is our Soviet player. Very late to the game, but eventually does get those 4 refineries. Vindicators making more bombing runs, and for now the aircraft carrier will manage to escape. The EMP locking down those Riptides. And of course, as we've seen in many, many games in the past, the first player to get artillery often has a huge advantage. In this case, the EMP in combination with the Vindicator bombing runs in combination with the just regular attack of the aircraft carrier means that the damage is almost unstoppable. Big groups of anti-air can potentially do something, but ultimately that's just holding off the assault. That's not actually dealing with the aircraft carriers. EMP fires off once again. MyName locking down the MCV of Airax continually. Airax unable to really get any headway in this game. Brazilian trying, maybe not trying very hard. A couple of Athena cannons are out. Double war factory for Brazilian. And the MCV may actually manage to escape. Another couple of Vindicators going down, but 2 of them do survive the attack from those multi-gunner turrets in the north. 2 more EMPs going to be locking down the MCV, going to be locking down this armor facility. And goodbye, MCV. Airax with no more MCV. Of course, he does have the armor facility. I don't think he has a naval yard anywhere out on the map. So yeah, if this armor facility goes down, then that will be it for Airax. He will not be able to rebuild his MCV. He's kind of out of this game other than if he has a barracks. But in that case, he's just got 1 barracks. He can't build a second one or a third one, which really, if you've got a whole bunch of cash, you need 3 or 4 barracks to be able to produce stuff. And oh my gosh, MyName, for all of the damage he's been doing in this game, he can't defend. How does he not have... Huh. He has literally nothing other than these aircraft carriers. He has put pretty much everything into these aircraft carriers. EMP going to be locking down these Athena cannons as well as the cryo shot, freezing them in place. And does EMP lengthen the cryo effect? I feel like these guys should be out of the freeze by now, but actually they're still frozen. And I wonder if EMP can somehow, not in a logical way, but can somehow lengthen the effect of cryo. XYHC, can you report on this? Or maybe Chris or someone. One of the modders. Airax has been defeated. Our team in the north is now just Brazilian. Athena cannon going to be able to potentially fire off. No! The Athena cannon does go down. Twin Blades moving in here for ACT. Our Soviet player with the Twin Frog combination going to be cleaning up. It looks like the barracks or something. And or maybe that was an airfield, I don't know, and a refinery. But this other refinery is going to be going down. Bullfrogs unable to stop this one lonely peacekeeper from attacking them. Riptide's now showing up for Prince. Going to be comboing with these Vindicators to clean up that refinery. Some of these Vindicators, one's double vet, one's heroic. So yeah, these guys getting some big rank ups. Prince hasn't been doing a whole lot in this game, but you have to give him credit for the amount of damage that he has been able to do with his Vindicators, keeping them alive, continuous bombing runs pretty much against his opponents, and now he's putting some more hurt on his opponents with those Vindicators. So Brazilian and Airax, our first team, it looks like, to be eliminated, but then we're going to have a powered-up Soviet allied team versus a powered-up Soviet, or allied team. Not sure what just got cleaned up there. Potentially some satellites raining down upon them. Brazilian with a whole bunch of sentry bombers. Oh, it must have been potentially sentry bomber run going against something down there. But Brazilian, that might be the last run of these sentry bombers. They are going to be going to try and eliminate at least one of these aircraft carriers. I don't think you need all 4 sentry bombers. That may have actually been a little bit of a waste of bombs. He really wanted to make sure that he cleaned that up. 2.5 minutes on this, or just under 3 minutes on this cryocopter. Prince losing a whole bunch of infantry, but relatively cheap this late in the game. Going to be losing the Riptide as well. A couple of peacekeepers do manage to survive. They're going to be putting a little bit of pressure on those Bullfrogs. Brazilian not giving up, at least not just yet. Going to be putting a little bit of pressure on these aircraft carriers with those Riptides. The Riptides trying to send the aircraft carrier to Davy Jones' lockers as both of the airfields have been cleaned up. And these aircraft, I think, now have nowhere left to land. The MCV also was cleaned up a little while ago, I do believe, which means Brazilian might be completely out of the game other than this one barracks, which is his only production facility. So if you got one barracks and that is the limit of your production, then you got pretty much nothing else going on. And I guess he potentially could come back if everyone forgets about him and he can build up a huge infantry army and then just run over his opponents. Of course, infantry pretty bad at swimming. 2 Mirage tanks were constructed, though. These Mirage tanks could be teleported away in just a minute or 2. Engineer does go down. Peacekeepers deal with the dog as well. And now these Mirage tanks going to be pushing on forward. One of them, I guess, kind of cloaking the other one. Cryo shot fires off. These Mirage tanks needs to get on out of there, and the infantry need to avoid it as well. A couple of Javelin troopers nearly walking into their own cryo shot as it does fire off, and these Javelin troopers all bunched up, rather, but they're just attacking a couple of other Javelin troopers, which is not doing all that much. Vindicator's going to be going for the kill on these Mirage tanks, I assume, although the Vindicators aren't actually doing anything just yet. No, the second group of Vindicators do make a couple more bombing runs. And out of nowhere, XonURhed, showing up with a bunch of Peacekeepers, is actually going to be defending MyName in a bizarre turn of events, an accidental defense against the Peacekeeper Javelin Trooper forces of Brazilian, and Brazilian gets stopped. XonURhed actually stops the attack instead of joining forces against the double allied team in the bottom right-hand corner. Brazilian and XonURhed fight each other and now are going to be trying to go for the kill of this refinery, but they won't quite manage to get it, avoiding the bombs from the aircraft drones as the EMP does nothing to lock down these infantry. I mean, the first one, okay, maybe it was a bit of a misclick, but that second EMP was truly mysterious as it had no purpose at all, no point to fire off in this game. More infantry coming on out for Brazilian, and now the Twin Blade Bullfrog army, or is it just, yeah, it is Twin Blade Bullfrog, as our Soviet player ACT is going to be now claiming the middle of the map, even setting up a Crusher Crane here to give free repairs right there in the middle of the map, which is a wonderful move for him, having those repairs there to be able to fly his units just directly over that and then get some free repairs before moving on. Having that central location is quite nice. Giant Twin Blade army from ACT. Of course, Twin Blade's great at clearing out stuff on the ground, and good by economy. I believe this is the last refinery, the last economic bastion of Brazilian, and this might be his last couple of structures. That's an engineer up there. That's not even a building, which means this power plant might be it. Brazilian has been defeated. Once again, XonURhed and ACT joining together to defeat Brazilian and defend Prince and MyName. Prince preparing to attack Brazilian, and he didn't even have to do it. Prince got a free ride there off of the back of ACT, as our only Soviet player has managed to survive up to 6 refineries, sells off or loses the Crusher Crane. Very unfortunate there. Definitely wants to get that back up and running. Twin Blades are great, but they need some health. They need some help and repairs, as these 3 Apollos will actually run out of ammo before they kill all of those Twin Blades. Crusher Crane coming back up. A couple of flak cannons also going to be being constructed. One of them will be getting frozen down, but not before potentially killing nothing, as the Vindicator's now going to be making a bombing run. 1 Bullfrog and 1 flak cannon are going to be going down Prince once again with the big moves there, or the attempted big moves with the Vindicators. And is this double Cryogeddon, and I just missed the second one? Okay, yeah, you need 2 Cryogeddons to actually be able to freeze that. That was a waste of a Cryogeddon. So I'm not sure what that was about, but a total miscalculation there. And these hydrofoils are doing huge damage with these Apollos. Twin Blades just getting shredded, but they have stopped, at least for now. They have stopped the assault of that one particular aircraft carrier. Sentry bombers with a big bombing run against a single Peacekeeper in a house. XonURhed, you know your opponent has got a proton collider, a chronosphere. They're relatively undefended. You could have totally made a run. You could have cleaned out that proton collider. What was that? It was like 6 sentry bombers bombing a single building? What was that about? Why would you do that? There's 2 minutes left on the chronosphere. There's 2.5 minutes left on the proton collider. Why would you do that? Bizarre choices. Bizarre choices indeed. Prince with a big army of Apollos, going to be actually losing one of his airfields. XonURhed with a EMP that locks down everything, rather MyName locking down XonURhed's forces. And now Cryocopters going to be showing up for Cryocopters, going to be able to freeze down this army pretty darn quickly. They need to really lock down those Mirage tanks. Those are the things that will clean up the base more quickly than the IFVs. The multi-gunner turret can deal with the IFVs without too much trouble. And for now, everything gets eliminated. Goodbye, army. Nice attempt there by XonURhed. But what would have been even crazier is if XonURhed had, like, a flying high damage output set of units that he could have used to make that strike instead of using like 4 units on the ground to try and do that attack. All of the sentry bombers will go down. The naval yard and the airfield do get eliminated, but the airfield gets replaced almost immediately. Cryoblast going to be... Oh, no, that's Cryo Shot. He's Tier 1 Cryo? What have you been doing with your command points, XonURhed? The naval yard does go down. The aircraft carrier production has been slowed, but of course that doesn't deny the tech. It probably actually would have been better to go for the MCB. That, of course, denies the tech. Then there's no aircraft carrier production, and there's no immediate rebuilding of the naval yard. There's no immediate rebuilding of the airfields. I'm not so sure about XonURhed. I'm not sure about these decision-making skills. He doesn't seem to... I wonder if all these bullfrogs are going to die. He doesn't seem to be making necessarily the best decisions. One hydrofoil steps on forward. This is way too many twin blades for one hydrofoil to deal with. As long as the twin blades actually target down the hydrofoil and go for the kill, there's a Cryogeddon going to be freezing a huge amount of these bullfrogs. 1, 2 go down to the Javelin Trooper. 3, 4, 5, 6. And can he get 7 and 8? The Terror Drone actually potentially saving a couple of these other bullfrogs as he absorbs a couple of the shots there from that Javelin Trooper. And so many bullfrogs getting eliminated. Almost the entire bullfrog contingency of this army going down to that single Cryogeddon. And the Chronosphere is ready. I think I already missed the first time that it fired off. I'm not sure where the Proton Collider is going to be firing as well. A bunch of Mirage tanks showing up for XonURhed, and that is going to be the Proton Collider firing on these airfields. Is going to get both of the airfields, maybe even the Sentry Bombers that were there. No, I don't think there were actually any Sentry Bombers there. I think they already got eliminated. They've already been cleaned up out of this game. Cryogeddon once again going to be firing off, and the EMP locks everything in place. The Twin Blades trying to show up, but there are so many Apollos for the defense. Prince keeping the frozen units safely frozen, not allowing the Twin Blades to come in. And Chrono Rift or Shift going to be stopping these units from being eliminated, at least for the current moment. They're still kind of frozen, but they're still able to attack. What in the world? What was that? Chris, XYHC, what was that? Someone tell me what just happened. When you use several support powers in one go, apparently weird things happen. I've never seen that before, and I don't know how many people have actually seen that before. So, do you have to wait? Oh my gosh, these Apollos getting shredded by the bullfrogs, but of course the Apollos doing some good damage to Twin Blades as well. Once again, Prince forming up an army over here on the left side of the map, but here in the middle, over the water, the Vindicators, the Bullfrogs, and the Apollos and the Twin Blades going at it. 3 Vindicators going to be going down. EMP locks down a couple of these Bullfrogs, but the aircraft carrier will not be able to escape the wrath of the Twin Blades. The Twin Blades really should have dived on that second aircraft carrier before backing up. They really need to clean out these aircraft carriers. Those EMPs are absolutely brutal. Like, EMP is so effective and so consistent in being able to just eliminate huge amounts of units. It is not a difficult support power to use or difficult ability to use. So it gives you a huge advantage. You really need to eliminate that if you're the Soviet player. Well, everything is going to die as the Proton Collider fires off and eliminates... Really? XonURhed must have, like... He has some of the worst decision-making ability of anyone in a team game that I've seen in a long time. Like, hitting this clump of stuff would be better. Hitting this clump of stuff would be better. Hitting all of these power plants would be better. You just killed an army that was already underneath a huge number of Twin Blades from your ally. XonURhed with, like, some nice, solid moves in some ways, and then just some, like, very questionable moves in a lot of other ways. XonURhed, I thought this guy was like a mid, but this decision-making is very strange, to say the least. Once again, we're in one of those situations where one set of players has this kind of bottom right-hand corner of the map, these 2 water expansions, and then these land refineries as well. And, you know, this stuff over here maybe. But a lot of times we see this little pocket, this bottom right-hand corner of the map, become a defensive pocket that is very difficult to bust. And then the result is that the other team usually has a big section of the rest of this map, usually this top left-hand corner. And Apollos versus Apollos, XonURhed going to be losing that fight in hilarious fashion. More and more refineries going down. Cryogeddon fires off on... I mean, it's not nothing. Oh my gosh, he mistimes! Oh, Prince mistimed the Vindicator bombing run and did literally nothing. He got a little bit of damage on that flak cannon. Is this going to freeze the airfield? What are you doing? Prince or MyName, whoever is doing this. What are you doing? Why do you keep doing that? It didn't work the first time. Did you think that if you waited longer that somehow that would still work? I don't know how long it takes the MCV to lose this partial freeze status, but like, I'm pretty sure it's less time than it takes the Cryogeddon to recharge. Twin Blades showing up, but again, a huge swarm of Apollos from Prince. We've seen this story written time and time again. The Bullfrog's now actually here to defend, and if the Apollos go down, then this Twin Blade army might be unmatched in this game. A couple of Mirage tanks showing up to, I think, clean up a lot of these Bullfrogs, and the Bullfrogs have mostly cleared out the Apollos, or the Apollos just simply ran out of ammo. Don't turn around. Where are you going? He could actually clean up that entire army with this twin blade army. He could clean up the Athena cannons. He could clean up the Mirage tanks, the couple of Javelin troopers who are here. He could also clean them up. No, the Apollos! Why don't you build MiGs? Act. Why don't you build MiGs? Like, even 4 or 8 MiGs would just help. It wouldn't beat all of the Apollos, but the MiGs plus the Bullfrogs would actually stand a chance against the Apollos. I hope he uses the sentry bombers to, like, bomb just this one multi-gunner turret. I hope that XonURhed has rebuilt his sentry bombers and is going to use them to kill, like, this multi-gunner turret and nothing else. Once again, the Cryocopter is going to be showing up for MyName. MyName freezing his opponent's units. And somewhere a proton collider just fired off and did some massive damage to a Soviet base way over here. Something else also just fired off? I'm not sure what that flare was. Now, I guess the flare was left over from the proton collider. Airfields! They do survive. This one goes down, and that power plant took a lot of damage. Really need like a time bomb, like right here or something, just to finish all of this stuff off. Twin Blades showing up in mass. The Apollos once again stepping forward to try and deal with these Twin Blades, but for now the Twin Blades do manage to push. Actually, they're going to be coming in, and these hydrofoils were chrono-shifted or chrono-rifted out of this world, and now they're back to get even more kills on these Twin Blades, and the Twin Blades aren't dealing with the hydrofoils for some reason, just flying over top of them, not actually stopping to clean them up. The aircraft carrier now going to be pushing in, and this Twin Blade army, which was once so impressive and so massive, has been whittled down to almost nothing. Chronosphere going to be... Oh, actually, the MCV gets chrono-rifted out. So the MCV is safe, which it would be safe from a single Cryogeddon anyways. Twin Blades, are you here to get some easy kills? Sentry bombers. This would also be a good place to use a sentry bomber. Just bombing run straight through there, kill everything. Proton collider firing off in 30 seconds. XonURhed, probably going to use it to kill these 2 reactors in the bottom left-hand corner. Or he's going to use it to kill, like, this little group of units, which could be dealt with by other forces. We shall see. This stuff is still frozen. Man, that Cryogeddon lasts a long time. Power plant first to thaw. Is the multi-gunner turret going to be the last? No, it's actually the second. I guess these were further away. And the aircraft carrier manages to survive, I guess. There's literally nothing that could have, like a single 2 Twin Blades maybe, suicide themselves. Get the kill on the aircraft carrier. Proton Collider firing off, finishing off the airfields, finishing off those power plants, and not finishing off the Proton Collider, of course. Would be great to have a couple of Sentry Bombers show up at this moment. Cryogeddon fires off 3, no 4 of the Bullfrogs do get cleaned up in that attack. Another Cryogeddon fires off. The MCV has been moved. This crane is going to be getting shut down, and there are the Precision Bombers coming in to get the kill. Very nicely done there. They wiped out that crane. Is the MCV still out on the map somewhere? Ooh, this could be potentially dangerous. If there's no MCV for Act, he still has the War Factory, so he can get an MCV, but not having the Crusher Crane means that the Apollos are going to be that much more effective against these Twin Blades. Every Twin Blade that does not go down won't be repaired. Mirage tanks, Athena cannons, and a bunch of Javelin troopers. Oh, get it, get it, get it! Yes! Oh my gosh! It has been a long time since we have actually seen a bridge kill do that much damage. Everything else gets absolutely eliminated. Prince is going to be feeling very bad about himself. And it looks like MyName has been able to heal up both of his super weapons. Long time since it has been a long time since a bridge collapse has done that much damage. A little bit of an alt-tab glitch there, unfortunately. So if there's a little bit of a glitch, that's why. Twin Blades getting cut down once again. Getting eliminated by those Apollos, and the Apollos will skate on home. These 3 airfields, they sure are home to a lot of Apollos. And 1 random Peacekeeper will eventually go down to the IFVs. Twin Blades showing up. They're going to be able to kill that 1 multi-gunner turret. Go for the refinery. Yes, it's depleted, but it's still income that your opponent has that's active. Where are the MiGs? Where are the Bullfrogs? Where's literally anything to defend these Twin Blades? Literally nothing. What? What? Why not? Why not this? Why not this? You froze a Mirage tank with a Cryogeddon? Why? Why? Twin Blades. No repairs. It'd definitely be worth rebuilding the MCV just to get the Crusher Crane back up and running. But yeah, one of these situations where neither team feels comfortable being able to end the game. Definitely some big battles in this game. He's using the bug. Of course, in tournament play, that is a banned exploit. But here on casual 2v2s, I assume no one really cares that much. Like, you can build instantly from a shrunk down command post, which I didn't actually know. I just learned that from XYHC's video. Again, I hope nothing kills these flak cannons. Oh my gosh, he's gonna kill 1 flak cannon. He used like one of the most powerful support powers in the entire game to kill a single flak cannon. To be fair, that flak cannon can't be rebuilt. The Proton Collider fires off, and the Bullfrogs walk right into it. So much of the other stuff gets chrono rifted to safety, and there is going to be something just got teleported somewhere else. Prince now going to be able to teleport away, or not Prince, MyName going to be able to teleport away a chunk of his opponent's army somewhere. Prince going to be able to finally clean up these Twin Blades. He's been trying to do it the whole game long, and it's finally happened. Did he literally just run out of ammo with like 2 Twin Blades left? And oh my gosh. Once again, a little alt-tab bug. Oh man, these These last few engagements have not gone well for XonURhed or ACT. Barely managing to hold on. Prince and MyName should be able to finish this one out now that there's no Twin Blade army. But can they actually muster a ground army to walk across the map and kill their opponents? Their opponents actually have very little, but at the same time, Prince and MyName also have very little, at least very little that's on the ground. A couple of aircraft carriers could potentially clean up the entire middle of the map. Vindicators with their bombing runs, trying to take new ground, trying to take new territory. 1,000 credits still remain in this ore mine, and that harvester is not getting to work. Ah, nice. Well done by MyName. Puts his harvester back to work. Most of the cash on the map is depleted. Not a lot of cash left here. And the ground army for XonURhed is actually starting to swell. Athena Cannon, IFVs, couple of Peacekeepers, couple of Javelin Troopers as well. Proton Collider fires off here in the middle of the map, eliminates the naval yard, the airfield, cleans that stuff up. That was a pretty well-placed Proton Collider. Cleans up a lot of those production facilities. Does not, of course, clean up the con yard or anything, so he doesn't actually reset the tech. And this aircraft carrier over there does still survive. I don't know how much cash MyName actually has to rebuild that stuff, so those production facilities may actually be gone for a little while if he doesn't have the cash to rebuild them. And even if he has the cash to rebuild the naval yard, he may not have the cash to build more than like one aircraft carrier, which is, much easier to deal with than earlier in the game. Cryogeddon firing off. There's going to be the Athena Cannon trying to block that Cryogeddon. Time Bomb also going to be getting dropped down, and there is going to be the Chrono Shift as these units all get hidden, and something gets teleported out into the water over here onto the cliffs. The Mirage tanks, the Peacekeepers, everything dies as the second Cryogeddon fires off. The Athena Cannon not able to save the stuff this time. This Peacekeeper and the Javelin Trooper going to try and step on forward to get the actual kills. The Athena Cannon goes down. The EMP in combination with the drones, and there is going to be a teleport away of, I think, some bullfrogs onto the cliffs or something. I don't know where those bullfrogs went or if he actually grabbed anything. And oh, just missed timing as everything unfreezes, and that precision bomber doesn't do as much as it should have. Chrono Rift once again going to be shifting these IFVs and this bullfrog out of this world. The Apollos show up to get the kill on these Twin Blades, and it doesn't quite manage to work. A little bit unfortunate there for those Twin Blades as they don't have what it takes. The bullfrogs get eliminated by the Vindicators, and this aircraft carrier still alive. ACT has been defeated. It is now just down to XonURhed. Our Soviet player is out, but their technology is still in this game, and their expansions are still in this game. These 3 refineries up here in the top left-hand corner of the map. XonURhed now with a significant amount of income, even with everything pretty much being depleted. This is 6, 7, 8 refineries, 9, 10, at least 10. Wow, 12 refineries and 3 oil derricks. So that's actually some serious income, which makes me suspicious. XonURhed with $8,500. Just build like Mirage tanks constantly. Build, I don't know, 12 Apollos and then a whole bunch of Mirage tanks, and you could probably just move across the map. Like, he has $8.5 grand that he could dump into units that he's just not doing that. Why are you attacking with just this few units? Build up a huge army. You got $8,500. You got more money than your opponents. You need Apollos. You need something to kill stuff on the ground. You might actually need more than 12 Apollos looking at the sheer numbers of his opponents. But still, With all that income, Proton Collider now going to be firing off Precision Bomber, going to be helping eliminate the airfield, eliminate the war factor as the Mirage tank from Prince shows up. 2 minutes left on the Proton Collider of XonURhed, but it could be a fire sale. Now he just sells off that bottom left-hand corner of the map. These 2 reactors keeping him in the game. Mirage tanks marching forward. What is he going to be producing? Is it bullfrogs? Yeah, it's bullfrogs out of the war factory. And he's going twin blades. XonURhed, an allied player, now going to be going twin blades. He's going to be going for the twin frog unit composition. 2 aircraft carriers. Cleaning up those naval yards. It delayed the inevitable, but eventually the naval yard gets rebuilt. The tech level is already there, and the aircraft carriers are making their way out across the map. Cryogeddon firing off. It will freeze down this refinery. Goodbye, refinery, I assume. Is there something to kill the refinery? A couple of Vindicators? Yeah, a couple of Vindicators on their way to kill the refinery. Time bomb. Or was it a precision bomber? Time bomb going to be firing off, weakening that refinery, selling off the refinery. Goodbye, harvester. Refinery gets sold off. XonURhed losing 4 refineries. That is 1/3 of his income. I think he's just down to 8 refineries now, which is still quite a lot of income. Huh. Well, this may actually be easy for XonURhed to clean up with these twin blades. Lovely chronosphere there, sending the bullfrogs into the refinery. And apparently that's it. So XonURhed has been defeated. Prince and Saleh winning out. It looks like they would have won out in the long game. Prince and MyName winning out in the long run. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Wow, 42 minutes? Oh. Huh, I did not realize that had been 42 minutes. It felt like 24 minutes or something. And oh yeah, remember Air X? 11.5 minutes. And then the game continued on from there. A little bit unfortunate for our first team, only making it, a quarter of the way through the game, not even. But, that will do it for this game. Hope you guys enjoyed this 2v2v2 on Carville. Mostly allies action here. Thank you all very much for watching, and this is Sybert, signing out.